Hello there, I'm MountPain27 and this is Dean of Doom, the show we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom wads. Why? Because ranking things is fun. Today's episode will be dedicated to Perdition'S Gate, a megawad developed by Wraith Corporation and published in 1996 by WizardWorks, who controversially retailed it and the partial conversion Hell to Pay without id Software's permission. Wraith Corporation was led by TNT Evilution and Master Levels veteran Tom Mustaine, and rounded out by his father, Bob Mustaine, Memento Mori contributor Mackey McCandlish, H2H Xmas project leader Jim Elson, and TNT alum Jimmy Sieben. The Wraith Corp wads inhabit the no man's land between Doom's lucrative period and its current status as an outlet for passionate hobbyists. For the most part, Perdition'S Gate remains a stranger to popularity. It doesn't live on the idgames archive, presumably for legal reasons, and its lack of formal map titles doesn't help its cause either. We didn't even have concrete designer credits for the set until recently. Despite its black sheep reputation and the factors working against it, Perdition'S Gate has a lot going for it, including new textures, an original soundtrack, and a unique take on Doom storytelling. So here's how the show works. Every map gets one grade for quality and one for difficulty. Quality grades go from A to F. Grade A levels are fun, memorable, visually distinctive, creative, and a fair challenge. We grade difficulty from X to E, X for extreme, E for easy, A through D in between. Keep in mind, my idea of a great map is probably not the same as yours, but that's okay. Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all. At the end of the day, this show is about spreading the joy of Doom. So let's do so. Before we start, the rules are, we play on ultra violence, or flaming death to all in this case, and must pistol start each level. I need to play the wad twice before reviewing it, saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exceptions when it's just not worth it. I play on Z-Doom, and today's compatibility is vanilla. Now to the wad. Map 1, Shipping and Receiving Main Gate. Being essentially gussied up shovelware unsanctioned by id, Final Doom's kid brother had a heck of a lot to prove, but its opener dispelled all my apprehensions. Shipping and Receiving Main Gate proudly debuts a crisp new set of textures and rolls out some very confident Doom cute. I have no idea what this media room is doing here, but it's pretty awesome that the projector screen rolls up. The Mustaines hand you a shotgun right away and big clumps of zombies to use it on. You'll never need to scrimp and save in this wad. Ammo is always abundant, and finding secrets in Perdition'S Gate always feels like winning the lottery, which compensates for how erratically they're hidden. The megawad's first imp loitering in the exit room would have surprised no one in 96, but I appreciate the dedication to the narrative. Grade B+, difficulty E. Footnote, in lieu of a map title, there's a tidbit of story in every intermission screen. You'll have to speed read to actually follow what's happening, but I like the idea in theory. Map 2, Interlock. Hope you're wearing a bulletproof vest, because Interlock hits like a gut punch of buckshot. Perdition'S Gate has no shame with hit scanners. Nearly half of Interlock's 100 foes are toting shotguns. With a Gatling gun and a healthy dose of caution, you shouldn't have too much trouble here. Interlock is pretty uniform looking, which makes it hard to remember where you're going, and it loses big points for coaxing me onto these stacked crates for no reason. They look so inviting. Grade C, difficulty D+. Map 3, Recreation Area. A bit too formulaic for my liking, Recreation Area is another crisply textured base topped off with hit scanners, pinkies, and imps. Its pervasive symmetry is something of a cautionary tale for new mappers, and after 2 minutes of zombie shooting action, it flatlines. Secret hunters, be advised, you can't always rely on misaligned textures in this wad. Like the British say, keep calm and hump walls. Grade C-, difficulty D+. Map 4, Storage Area. This watery warehouse starts off unfriendly. Once again, you have to pistol a shotgunner before you can generate any offense against the specters, imps, and undead recruits. Once you obtain a foothold, the storage area goes down easy, but the dearth of health and armor at the start makes that trickier than you think. Perdition'S Gate is always at its best when it's lining up foes for you to knock down like dominoes. Unfortunately, it takes till the end of the map to switch into that mode. In the scheme of things, storage area is forgettable. Grade C+, difficulty C-. Map 5, Sub-Basement Entryway. Stilted title notwithstanding, this map rocks. The densely packed, unrelenting action scenes and hard-rocking MIDI kick all kinds of ass, and I'm betting this map would host some fearsome death matches with its crisscrossing corridors and open center. Watch out for snipers when passing by windows if you want to keep your head, and grab this SSG for an easier cleanup. Sub-Basement Entryway feels like it could have been made yesterday, in that it finds a sweet spot of speed and carnage without pulling any punches. Very few 90s maps run and gun like this one. Grade A-, difficulty C-. Map 6, Waste Areas. The meatiest Perdition'S Gate map yet, Waste Areas preserves the momentum and starts to diversify its bestiary, tossing in Revenants, Cacos, Hell Knights, and Macubi. I admire this megawad's ability to make its body counts feel higher than they are without choking the player on monster density. Admittedly, this chain gunner behind the one-way mirror is a low blow, and players who don't find either of the two secret SSGs might feel a bit scorned, especially during this triple-decker ambush in the bronze teleporter room. Waste Areas still scores high for me, if only because Doom circa 1996 almost never feels this explosive. I also have an irrational fondness for broken secrets marked by the universal Doom mapping symbol for check this out. grade B+, difficulty C. Map 7, Flow Control Facility. A strong, scenery-driven transition map, Flow Control Facility downshifts intensity-wise, but compensates with enhanced visuals. This nukage plant takes Evilution's realism and applies it on a small scale, resulting in a prettier and more cogent product. The Meatball Marinara swarm is unexpected and fairly dangerous to attack head-on, and the Archvile guarding the Floodgate switch is a big shock in a WoD that's been ginger about debuting monsters up to this point. The nukage flood sequence at the end is inspired stuff for 96. Grade B, difficulty D+. Map 8, Drainage Tunnels. After a harrowing first minute, Drainage Tunnels becomes a playable cutscene of sorts. Perdition'S Gate's dedication to continuity has the side effect of making some of its maps feel obligatory. The wacky secrets and urgent MIDI don't substitute for substance. Drainage Tunnels maintains PG's standard of texturing excellence, but it's not quite as sharp as its brother Map 7. I liked this one a lot more the first time. I think it deflates substantially on replay because it offers so little in the gameplay department. Grade C+, difficulty D+. Map 9, UAC Experimentation Labs. Another bite-sized base with a fiery start, UAC Experimentation Labs apes knee-deep in the dead, kicking off a run of 3E1 style maps to cap off the episode. These bronze halls are overstuffed with shells and rockets, rendering its small garrison of demon troops completely overpowered. I forgot about the cyber demon in the domed blue key chamber, but with the help of a secret plasma rifle and a little caution, he's an afterthought. Probably why I didn't remember him. Perdition'S Gate is a rare Doom experience in that the overall megawad leaves a stronger impression than its individual maps do, which is a credit to the consistency and digestibility of Wraith's mapping. Grade B-, difficulty D. Map 10, High Security Area. The Romero-esque High Security Area feels analogous to E1M7 with its interconnected layout, sneaky secrets, and nasty nukage, but the insta-pop revenants and use of barrels to hide items in optional areas are pretty novel ad-libs on Jimmy Sieben's part. This cyber demon traipsing around in the Soylent Green is probably the most noteworthy part of the map. High Security Area has no rad suits, so it's find the secret BFG and two-shot this sucker or chip away at him from the high ground. I like how this map gives you the opportunity to backstab demons in a couple of these fights, and I always appreciate secrets built to satisfy player curiosity. I appreciate this map's clever touches, but the poison pit monsters are a pain to dispose of. Forgetting to press both of the up arrow switches can cost you a lot of confused wandering time, and the combat doesn't pop like Perdition'S Gate at its best. Grade B-, difficulty C. Map 11, UAC Secret Teleporter Lab. A short, sharp shock that concludes the Earth episode, UAC Secret Teleporter Lab pulls no punches at the start, filling its handsome skylit lobby with hit scanners, imps, and pinkies, supported by 4 revenant rocketeers splashing around in the fountain. Finding the yellow key in the sewage tunnel prompts possibly the trickiest fight in the megawad so far. This Archvile has a lot of meat to reanimate, and his pinkies, revenants, and zombody guards will flood in from 2 teleport spots, making it hard to put this pillar between you and Archie's watchful eye. With that fight in the bag, there's just one more revenant pop-up shop and a couple of imps to vanquish. I can't shoot them. Let's see what this button does. How cool is that? UAC Secret Teleport Lab is a great send-off for the Earth Base episode, a refreshing microdose of run-and-gun action washed down with a proto-cutscene that entertains even today. Grade B, difficulty C. Map 12, The Worlds of the Ancients. The first stop on your extraplanar quest is the World of the Ancients, which is even less friendly than the first impression given by its voidscape setting, blaring MIDI, and its muted, monochrome texturing. The map has only 10 stim packs, 1 non-secret medikit, and a berserk pack that you'll probably swallow before you realize World of the Ancients is a hellhole of hit scanners. It seems like everything in this map wakes up when you fire a shot. I found myself blundering into gunfire and blockages of wandering monsters unusually often here. The Archvile becomes a major nuisance if you let him follow you into the corridor, and the central area with all the chain gunners, revenants, and lost souls is a nightmare. Unless you're cheating or psychic, you probably won't find this BFG secret, which is essential mostly for the health. It's lucky for Perdition'S Gate that its cheap difficulty spike coincides with a change of scenery. I can forgive some of this hostility on account of it being a fitting welcome to an alien world. Grade D, difficulty B. Map 13, Distant Worlds. A brown brick citadel enclosed by high walls and guarded by floating sentinels, Distant Worlds walks back the difficulty significantly, offering the player an early berserk, chain gun, and SSG with plenty of ammo to go along with them. After nabbing a key and slaying some meatballs, you can warp to a strange blue and metallic cavern, which houses the red key and the rest of your guns. If you want to make your job even easier, crack open this hidden storage closet beforehand for a king's ransom of goodies. It's a quintessential Perdition'S Gate super secret. Distant Worlds is concise and has some nice architecture, but I couldn't pick it out of a lineup. Grade C+, difficulty D+. Map 14, Transfer Locking Area. We're on a bit of a difficulty seesaw here. Transfer Locking Area will seem overwhelming to players who beeline for the red key and chain gun. Pinkies, Hell Nobles, Revenants, and an Archvile will answer the silent alarm while Lost Souls lay in wait for a bite of Doom Guy. Once again, the architecture here is elegant for 96, but the texturing is quite flat and limited, making it hard to tell apart from its sister maps. That goes for most of what follows in this episode, actually. Sieben's action recaptures some of the run-and-gun excitement of E1, but the cleanup on the back end is a total drag. I'm hard-pressed to think of a more irrelevant spider mastermind, and the Lost Souls drifting around in this map-breaking super secret are a chore to pick off. Grade B-, difficulty C+. Map 15, Teleporter Central. Say what you like about the Wraith guys. They had a knack for drama. Teleporter Central initially looks to be a third straight floating castle clearout, but then you find the blue key, which unlocks a teleporter that beams you back to the chamber you purged in map 11. The yellow key unlocks another teleporter that sends you on a freaky trip to an underground pocket of evil. The sudden departure from water and brown brick is an aesthetic breath of fresh air. I'm actually thankful to have been so forgetful on this replay, because using the supplies in these broom closets, or should I say, boom closets, feels exploitative. A pesky Archvile will flank you when you return to the hub with the red key, which should alert you to the secret exit switch if you decide to have a last look around. The portal hopping and mid-level scenery changes make Teleporter Central a neat and worthwhile experience. Grade B, difficulty C-. Map 31, the Planet of Living Rock. When you walk into a teleporter that even the demons want hidden away, this is what you can expect to see. This realm of possessed organic geology careens further into abstraction the deeper you dive into it. Don't look around for a pair of easy chairs and a TV in this white abyss, because in 1996 the Matrix hasn't come out yet. Combat-wise, there's not much to talk about here, save for the Cyberdemon fight that trolls you with a partial inviso, but I commend Mr. McCandlish on his innovative use of tricked floors and extreme contrast. The last stage appears to have the lighting set to 0 in an entirely white room, which gives the demons a smudged, washed-out look. Planet of Living Rock maximizes the Doom engine's power to create uncanny, disorienting, and surrealist zones, and it's one of the most memorable maps in the set. Grade B+, difficulty C. Map 32, the Sea of Radioactive Waste. The Sea of Radioactive Waste picks up right where 31 left off, guiding you out of the photonegative abyss and through a series of pulsing caves occupied by pairs of imps and teleporters before dumping you in a nukage reservoir with a clump of amphibious demons. With the shock value of the previous map having mostly worn off, I can't make excuses for Sea of Radioactive Waste's lack of gameplay ideas. The shot of the nukage sea at the end of a dark tunnel is striking in isolation, but the visuals in the rest of the map don't justify the absurd and rather dull progression. Still, I appreciate McCandlish's experimental approach. Grade C-, difficulty D. Map 16, the Alien Shrine. Perdition'S Gate lost some pep when we went off-world, but the Alien Shrine puts the shine back on your super shoddy. Right out of the gate, you'll be under fire from an outfit of perched revenants while imps and a pair of fatzos converge. Push past them, grab the plasma rifle, and let it rip. This is the kind of map that inspired Good Morning Phobos by Sin City 2100. Every room is primed for a blowout. It's a wonder what a little texture variation can do. The subtle interplay between the browns, greens, and metallics banishes the memory of maps 12 to 15. If you need a pick-me-up, you can interact with this wall for a megasphere or drop into the canal for a soul sphere and a gratuitous BFG. The Alien Shrine's up-tempo MIDI, crisp layout, and expeditious violence make it easy to forget that this is a 90s wad. Grade B+, difficulty C. Map 17, Interdimensional Control. Inelastic, cramped, and less visually diverse than the Alien Shrine, Interdimensional Control is all stairs and corners. There's not enough room in the first half to uncork rockets like you'll want to, and the symmetrical layout makes repeat playthroughs a bit monotonous. This map ends on a well-worn Tom Mustaine trope of blocking the player with a single-file trickle of teleporting monsters when you pick up a key. See TNT Map 17, Memento Mori 14, and Paradox in the master levels. Grade C, difficulty C-. Map 18, the Throne of the Vile. Are we sure the titles of this map and the last one shouldn't be switched? Dense, square, and overflowing with ammunition, the Throne of the Vile is one of the most direct and brute-forceable maps in Perdition'S Gate. If you find this early secret with a nearly full set of weapons, you can whip out the plasma and hold down the trigger for the whole map. The pop-up conference room Archvile is neither threatening nor sitting on a throne, and the pop-up spider demon leading the charge in this self-assembling exit room is no match for a semi-decent peekaboo shooter. You can even get a bonus BFG if you hazard a jump to the Megasphere or Mega Armor. With the exception of the ending sequence, this one feels like a freebie. Grade C+, difficulty D. Map 19, Closer to Hell. So many Perdition'S Gate maps start strong, but lose momentum after the first minute or two. Closer to Hell is one of those 60-second burnouts. Tenderize the initial surge with thwacks of flak and think twice before jumping into teleporters because there's not a lot of room in this map for fancy dancing. Also beware pop-up monsters. This Baron almost cornered me, but I was too greasy for him. In typical Perdition's Gate fashion, you can find 2 level-breaking secrets, and they're both behind fake walls. A little bit of the TNT Evilution influence creeping in. I suspect this map is better for dueling than single player. Grade B-, difficulty D+. Map 20, The Last Stand. Petite and surprisingly vicious, The Last Stand is PG's latest in a run of high-pressure starts, but this time pistol starters will have to stick it out with the super shotgun. The Charlotte's Web Brigade in the courtyard is no picnic to dispose of when a gang of revenants and 2 respawning chain gunner turrets guard the way back. Knock out the gunners, break the bones, and clear out the side rooms to reveal the exit. I think Episode 2 underdid its visuals, especially compared to the Earth maps. Team Wraith's architecture is generally handsome, but their limited custom texture variety leads to the majority of Perdition's Gate's middle maps looking samey. Grade C+, difficulty C. Map 21, Hell's Gate. Don't be a... This humdrum cage fight brings little to the table besides the introduction of the red skybox. It's a yawn-worthy circuit of teleporting, pinky shooting, and key pocketing. The Archvile cameo at the midpoint offers a glimmer of excitement, but otherwise this one is a sleepwalk. Grade D, difficulty D. Map 22, The Deepest Reaches. No relation to TNT Map 16, The Deepest Reaches looks like the work of a single mapping session. This 99% symmetrical hell fort can be toppled in minutes, and wouldn't even be worth a passing mention if it had any health. It's kinda strange that McCandlish overlooked this texture misalignment, but also expects the player to be sharp-eyed enough to catch this slightly askew secret wall if they want recovery items. The final fight would have been more exciting if it wasn't so easy to flee and spam rockets at. Grade D, difficulty D+. These areas are getting extremely complex. Map 23, Hell's Gymnasium, another blink and you'll miss it micromap that I, for one, didn't want to shut my eyes for. Hell's Gymnasium is a fiendish firecracker that makes full use of its space and runtime. Hustle past Barons, Manx, Cacos, and Imps to swipe the blue and yellow keys, which release the BFG and a full varsity team of Doom 2 monsters. Teleporting to the red key will pitch gasoline on the fire, summoning 2 Archies and a Cyber Demon, so turn around, grab the invul, and go ballistic. This map takes all of 2 minutes to beat, but it's the hottest 2 minutes in Perdition's Gate. It's too bad Sieben couldn't build a full-sized map this propulsive. Grade B+, difficulty C-. Map 24, The Bloodstone Gardens of Hell. This miserable pit of entrails and asphalt looks more like a discarded room idea than a full level. Picking up keys and items activates monster teleporters in the central playpen, which comprises most of Bloodstone Gardens' action. After you teleport to the Megasphere from the top of the gravel pile, nothing can stand in your way. These Perdition's Gate E3 maps make Scythe look like Hellbound. Translation, they're short. Grade D-, difficulty D-. Map 25, Hell's Park. Look, I'll take short maps over most self-backpadding 90s experiments, but this is ridiculous. Hell's Park is one of the worst maps in the megawad for pure irrelevance. If you don't touch the super shotgun, most of the maps cast will stay stuck in their pyramidal perch, unable to engage you directly. I freed them this time in an attempt to make things interesting, but even that approach turned out to be not that interesting. Once again, McCandlish gives you 0 health and armor, save for a secret megasphere, which has got to be one of the most obnoxious gimmicks I've ever seen. Hell's Park is the worst example of Perdition's Gate reaching to fill a 32-map roster. Grade F, difficulty D. Map 26, The Blood Tunnels. PG's final episode finally finds its feet with the Blood Tunnels, a gritty, gore-choked sewer that will sate your craving for violence. This is the only Perdition's Gate map without a positively identified designer. Whoever you are, good job. The atmospheric lighting, canny application of new custom textures, dollops of Archies and paint elementals, and liberal distribution of shells and rad suits combine for an invigorating little jaunt. I've got a theory that PG's super secrets were put there so the mappers could cruise through testing without having to use God mode. Either that, or they were an unprecedentedly generous lot. Grade B, difficulty D+. Map 27, Hell's Masterpiece. More like Jimmy Sieben's masterpiece. Unquestionably the most intricate map in the megawad, Hell's Masterpiece unites custom textures from across the set and finally rallies enough infernal troops to justify the rocket launcher and BFG. The early Skelly Trap is a doozy if you're not expecting it, and the comparatively high density of Hell Nobles, Cacos, Macubi, and Arachnotrons will keep you on your toes. There are 9 high-caliber secrets in this map. Keep a lookout for marble faces that don't match the others. Sieben's layout is a little corridor-heavy, but I commend his commitment to detailing his hallways and alcoves with indents, metal supports, and sharp lighting. The BFG guarding Cyber Demon tromping around in the blood begs to be cheesed, and once you grasp the gun of big f***ing, that's all she wrote for the hellish host. Hell's Masterpiece does Wraith & Co. proud. Perdition's Gate only has a handful of maps as fleshed out as this one. Grade B+, difficulty C-. Map 28, High-Tech Hades. I believe Doom Guy's mission since the start of E3 has been to penetrate Hell's defenses, wire a big bomb, and blow the joint up. In the small and hard-packed High-Tech Hades, we're right outside of the bomb facility, and it plays like the calm before the storm. Just like in Map 19, be careful jumping in teleporters. Sieben places both keys in a cooling vat surrounded by heavies, and the exit is guarded by cacos, a Hell Knight, and a baby spider. This is essentially a stepping stone to the two-part finale, but the continuity and Sieben's clean visuals are appreciated. Grade C+, difficulty D+. Map 29, the bomb facility. We finally made it, folks. This is the culmination of all the story texts that I've definitely been reading. Double barrel through one last demonic outfit to reach the bomb console, where you can detonate the icon of sin with a press of a button. The Cyberdemon boss battle would have been a lot stickier if Mustaine hadn't gift-wrapped 400 cells to go with your BFG, but the pulsating, blood-drenched setting does the job atmosphere-wise. There's one unkillable SS trooper in this map whose clever repurposing is the cherry on top of this cinematic stage. Check it out.
Warning, bomb safety is off.
Grade B, difficulty C. Map 30, The Escape. Essentially one last playable cutscene before the curtain. The Escape pits you against 4 pinkies, 2 cyberdemons, and an archvile, giving you 2 minutes, all of Doom 2's weapons, and 11 BFG shots to do the job. Killing both cybies is surprisingly annoying, and you'll probably get telefragged by the monster spawner if you linger in the hallway, so direct confrontation is your best option. That Mustaine wired his map to kill dawdlers with voodoo was a pretty cool trick for its time, but the barrels that detonate on your way out look a bit wonky. All in all, not a bad way to close. Grade C, difficulty C. No custom story text to lead out with? That's disappointing. Oh, here we go. Hold on. What in God's name is that? So, Perdition'S Gate initially impressed me with its rapid-fire delivery and consistently clean-cut visuals, but I have to admit that the professional sheen wears off in subsequent playthroughs, and I found myself pining for variety during its midstream string of brown bases. Perdition'S Gate is sweet relief for players turned off by the excesses of Memento Mori and TNT Evilution, and its best moments seem to prophesy the coming of Eric Alm and Skillsaw, but PG is undeniably padded out with map fragments that don't carry their weight, its gameplay is neutered by foreknowledge of its busted secrets, and it could have extracted more potential from its custom textures. I recommend playing through this megawad once, but don't be surprised if it loses some luster on replay. My final grade for Perdition'S Gate is a C+. Difficulty-wise, let's give it a D. Perdition'S Gate is a perfect step up from Doom 2 if you're just starting out on your custom Doom Odyssey. Now for my Dean's List. Valedictorian, Map 5, Sub-Basement Entryway. Salutatorian, Map 1, Shipping and Receiving Main Gate. Class President, Map 12, The Worlds of the Ancients. And the dunce cap goes to Map 25, Hell's Park. Thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to share your thoughts on the WAD down below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll heart your comments to let you know I've read them. Now I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my generous patrons. Aaron Allen, Agile Jackson, Agu XYZ, Alephany, Alex Topfer, Artisan Talzar, Bo Higginbotham, Beatbeard, Ben Barrett, Big Psy and his trusty Glock, Big Pash Plays, Birdburn, Blexor, Builder Sith, Bitefire, Kappa Bitch, Captain Wave, Cheese Wheel, Chris Duthat, Chris O'Neill, Christophine Place, Cutman Mike, Damo, Dan, Delirium, Doot Yourself, Dorothy Miller, Egg Boy, Emeljan, Emma Essex, Endless Moose, Felix Wilson, Francis T218, Glenn Marmon, Griffin Upchurch, Hex Elix, Hyaksho, In Captivity, Jeff Hibbert, Jeff Sharilla, Jose Ballestero, Josh Ballard, Jude, Just Some Schmuck, Just Great 98, Killplane, Quan, Large Cat, Leon Staten, Lexi, Logan Lazalda, Lucrenth, Lumnal, Mancubian Candidate, Mark Rowland, Master Drew 117, Matthew Gower, McJimbles, Michael Akins, Miracle Water, Mixer, MK 2021, Moko Mothman MM47, Mozicon, Mr. Bob Cyndaquil, Myolden, Nafferty, Neurometry, Nick X Com, Knights 108, Number 26, Not Obelisk, NX Avery, Omnibot, Painful Hill 72, Pengarzan, Pezaveng Jaj, Phantom Puff, Philip Coffey, Pyro She, Quibs, Red Doomed Earth, Reese Anderson, Richard Fry, Roadworks, Robbie Lyons, Sega Monkey, Sean Grant, Sid Menon, Sir Lethbridge Doomer, Smole Venom, Snacker Fork, Some Spoony Bard, Spinner 8, Stonemason, Stupid Nick, Sunriser, Super Pecan Man, Sylvester Priss, Tarakushino, That Guy Known as Will, The Fiery Charmeleon, The Freeman 500, The Sapphire Try, TJG1289, Trilby Trillion, Turbine 2K5, Ultra Cow, Why Bimo Not a Crab, William Huber, and Wonka Shack. Thank you. I appreciate you all. This is Malpain27, and I'll see you in the next episode of Dean of Doom.